JBN, we keep you informed. Reggae icon Bob Andy has died. Reggae icon Bob Andy, one of Jamaica's most celebrated songwriters, has died. He passed away Friday morning about 8 a.m. Jamaica's greatest songwriter is no longer with us. Promoter Michael Barnett, conceptualizer of the popular Heineken StarTime series, confirmed. Keith Bob Andy Anderson had reportedly been ailing for some time before he finally passed away. Bob Andy had his first solo hit record in 1967, I've Got to Go Back Home, which was followed by Desperate Lover, Feeling Soul, Unchained, and To Experience. He also composed songs for other reggae artists, including I Don't Want to See You Cry for Ken Booth and Feel Like Jumping, Truly, and Melody Life for Marcia Griffiths. The Jamaican government conferred the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander CD on the singer in October 2006 for his contributions to the development of Jamaican music. Vybz Kartel to be sanctioned over contraband seizure. The Department of Correctional Services says sanctions are to be laid against murder convict Adidja Palmer, better known as Vybz Kartel, following the seizure of contraband in his cell. Penalties are also to be imposed against other inmates over similar recoveries. The department says it was prompted to conduct a raid of cells after receiving reports that Kartel was involved in a live stream on a popular social media platform. The matter is being investigated. The department underscores that these actions are taken seriously and efforts are being made to limit a recurrence. Firearm and ammunition seized in Clarendon, 5 arrested. 5 men were arrested in connection with the seizure of a firearm and the several rounds of ammunition along the Lodge Main Road in Mocha, Clarendon on Wednesday. The police report that about 10 p.m., a team was on patrol in the area when they signaled the driver of a Toyota Corolla motor car to stop. He complied and the vehicle and its occupants were searched. During the search, one Glock 17 9mm pistol containing 9 9mm rounds of ammunition was found in the engine of the car, according to the police. The 5 men were then arrested. Going after price gougers, COVID-19 profiteers could face $2 million fine. Unconscionable retailers found guilty of jacking up prices on goods without cause amid the COVID-19 outbreak in breach of a new order announced on Wednesday could be slapped with a fine of up to $2 million. State Minister in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, Floyd Green, announced on Wednesday in Parliament that the trade sales of goods during period of Declaration Order 2020, which falls under the Trade Act, will be coming into effect to curb price gouging. Green disclosed to Parliament that after getting several complaints, the ministry sent out agents to businesses to canvass prices. Between the 9th and 13th day of March, our Consumer Affairs Commission went and visited 43 outlets, looking especially at sanitation products, for which we were getting a myriad of complaints. What we found was that there was in fact unexplained rises in prices across a number of the items, Green told the Parliament. According to the minister, there was an average of 14% increase in prices for hand sanitizers and a whopping 85% rise in aerosol disinfectant sprays. In one case, we got a report out of St. Anne where the aerosol spray that was normally sold for $850 in retail was being sold for $1,641, he said. The people who suffer most when these prices are raised to unconscionable levels are the most vulnerable in our society. Green said that the Disaster Risk Management Order would prohibit price increases higher than the charge that existed before the order came into force. The CAC, the minister said, would have the power to demand accounting materials for examination. There's a defense in law, and that defense is, if in the normal supply chain you do have increases on the supply you get, then we do understand that these legitimate increases can be passed on, the minister added. What we're fighting against are the instances where it is the same stock that was there yesterday. You'll come back today and you'll see an unexplained and unconscionable increase. The minister said that consumers should report concerns to the CAC to trigger investigations into allegations of price gouging. Green said the order will run the duration of the disaster era order that was made by Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Tuesday. Jamaicans sleep at Barbados airport as dozens left grounded. Two Jamaican men are hungry and homeless after being stranded by Caribbean Airlines. Miguel Bailey and Lindert Pearson are lamenting being forced to sleep at the Grantley Adams International Airport in Barbados since Monday night. Bailey and Pearson are among 51 Jamaicans, including students of the Cave Hill campus of the University of the West Indies, unable to leave the eastern Caribbean islands of Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica and Barbados after the Trinidad and Tobago-owned carrier cancelled their flights to Jamaica commencing Monday. The airline was reacting to an announcement made by the Jamaican government that the country's airports and the seaports were closed as at 11:59 p.m. on Saturday, March 21. Exemptions were given for certain categories of Jamaicans up to March 24. Bailey and Pearson were clothing traders, said that they had been in St. Lucia since February, and it was representatives of Caribbean Airlines who contacted them to head to Barbados to catch their flight, which was scheduled to depart at 7:15 p.m. on Monday, March 23. By the time they reached Barbados, they were informed that their flight had been cancelled because of the border closure. So we reached out to Jamaica's honorary council here in Barbados, and she referred us to a shelter, but it is mainly vagrants staying there. The mentally ill, drug addicts are who stay there, and the infrastructure is poor, Bailey said. Efforts to get a comment from the Caribbean Airlines local communications representative, Odette Dixon, were unsuccessful. Calls to her phone went directly to voicemail. Bailey in particular said he feared staying there, so he contacted an old acquaintance who agreed to keep their bags but could not offer any accommodation. The two said they have run out of money and have no food. It is a good thing I brought some tea bags from St. Lucia because that was all I had today, tea, Bailey said, adding that he learned that negotiations were underway between the Jamaican and the Trinidad and Tobago governments. Our own government caused this confusion. They closed the borders, then opened them back. However, after they made the first announcement, Trinidad pulled its planes and its staff, so all their aircraft are back in Trinidad, Bailey said. The men said they had moved from the airport and would be sleeping near a popular night spot in the open, near shops, so they could feel safer. Ollie Diedrich, President and the Chief Executive Officer of the Airports Authority of Jamaica, said that after the first announcement of the closure of the borders, concerns were raised about Jamaicans across the globe who might be en route home or had confirmed flights. As a result, we extended the date to midnight Monday, March 23rd, and all airlines were advised, including Caribbean Airlines. So only the airport can say why they decided to cancel the flight, he said. Local Chinese respond to COVID-19 relief effort, with the nation seeing massive dislocations. As a result of the global impact of the deadly COVID-19, the local Chinese community, which is oftentimes accused of not being receptive to integration, has joined the all-hands-on-deck approach in a bid to cushion the impact of the virus, which has already claimed more than 20,000 lives across the world. This is our home too, and especially in this time of crisis, in which people are losing their jobs and there is an increasing need for food and personal items. We have come together as the leaders of commerce to support our Jamaican brothers and sisters, said Yangsen Li, an influential member of the local Chinese community. We share the concerns of the heavy toll that the onset of the coronavirus is having on everyone and feel compelled to play our part to minimize the negative impact that it is having. Our contribution is also a way of expressing our appreciation to Jamaica for opening itself to us as home, added Lee. The Chinese have been providing care packages to a wide cross-section of the society, including the organizations on the front line, such as the police, the fire brigade and nurses, as well as to schools and needy communities. The donation include foodstuff, masks, and sanitizers, tissues, gloves, hand towels and other items, said Lee. Donations to schools were made to ensure the environment would be a safe one when the schools reopen. Cognizant of the fact that the impact of the COVID-19 could span several months, Lee said the Chinese community is prepared for the long haul. We're hoping to continue this effort for as long as we can to ease the difficulty our fellow Jamaicans will face as we fight the spread of the virus in Jamaica. There's a large consignment of goods on order from China, which should be delivered by air courier within the next 7 to 10 days, following which we'll have another wave of assistance to the communities and agencies that need it, the Chinese Jamaican said. So as to ensure that as many persons as possible benefit from their give back efforts, the Chinese have initiated contact with the private sector organization of Jamaica with a view of collaborating with them to ensure maximum outreach and coordinated approach. Our contribution is a way of expressing our appreciation to Jamaica for opening itself to us as home, and will continue to be good corporate citizens in giving our support whenever we can, said Li. We are aware that in earlier times, the Chinese community was very active in the life of the people of Jamaica, and as a new generation, we intend to bring that back, in keeping with Vision 2030. We share the aim of Jamaica as a place of choice to live, work, and raise families. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.